We have put in a community garden to try to bring together the neighborhood and our church, and to make it a neighborhood building idea that we could bring the neighbors in and have a common area that we could get together and get to know each other a little bit.
Well, when we first looked at this property that the church already owned and had torn down the house, there was grass and there were trees, and it did not look like a garden at all. Getting to see the dirt turned over really made it a garden for me, and it was such a wonderful day to actually see it. I almost jumped up and down.
We've got about 12 to 14 Burmese gardeners here in the garden. We heard that there was a need in the community from the Burmese, who don't live too far from here, to have a space that they could use to garden and produce some of their own food. We had contact with them through our food pantry, and when we offered them an opportunity to grow some of their own food, they took the opportunity to hand and really went to work. You eat this food at home?
Yeah, home they eat food every day.
And cook every day?
Every day cook, yeah.
Yes. You like this garden?
Yeah, garden, yeah, I very like.
I've been working in the garden different days. Ken and I came out here and built the green bean trellis. And while we were here, kids from the preschool just walked over and toured the garden, and their teacher asked us to just talk about what we were doing. And it was really neat to see these little 3- and 4-year-olds just so fascinated by the production of food, you know, and how dirty your hands have to get in the process.
I noticed some announcements at church about a garden, and I thought, wow, that'd be really cool to be involved with, but I thought I was too busy until Jason called me and said, hey, what do you think about heading up the garden committee? And I thought about it for a long time, turned him down, and then God spoke to me and said, you should do this. And so I called him back and said, is it still open? And he said yes, and I said, great, then I'll do it.
We had 36 plots available, and then we had another area of the garden that we raised bulk produce to use in our food pantry here at our church. It started off pretty slow, but we've ended up with all 36 of our plots filled. A lot of the gardens in this community only had as many as 6 to 8 gardeners their first year, and then it increased after that. For us to fill up our entire garden the first year, we've been really excited about it. And we're talking about adding some more space for next year for the community.
Well, I hope that the garden becomes a tool for more people who are right here in our neighborhood. I hope that people will see it not just as just a way to fill their cupboard at home, but as a way to sort of build up their community. You know, we all spend too much time trapped inside our houses and at our jobs, and we forget that the people in our neighborhoods are some of the best resources that we have. So I really hope that this garden can help build up this little part of our town and make people, you know, realize what a gift they have in their neighbors right next door. So.
You know, God created us in close proximity to growing things. And even though we don't think we need to be in a garden, we still are affected by being in an environment where things are growing, because that's what God made us in and for. And I think having the opportunity to, even if somebody is teaching you how, having the opportunity to weed a garden and see what's growing and see where your vegetables come from, and then getting involved with the people who are in the garden, it just creates space for people to have a communion with each other and with nature, and it creates another dimension within you that is larger than just asphalt can cultivate.
I would like to see this garden become a gathering place for this neighborhood, And we're excited to expand and get more people into our garden because it's not just reaching out to our Burmese community here, but to the community here in the Oak Grove area, that they can become part of what's happening here in the garden, and it'll make it an exciting place to be and a fun place to be.